Developed by Beethoven and Dinosaur, The Artful Escape is a 2D, side-scrolling platformer and rhythm game. Previously released for Windows and Series X and S in 2021, The Artful Escape has recently made its way to the Switch and the PlayStation 5. So, how does this tale of self-discovery transition to Sony's hardware?
Starglands. Looks like an amusement park ride.
In The Artful Escape, you play as Francis Vendetti, the nephew of Johnson Vendetti. I mention this now because at every turn you're reminded of it. Despite having your first show coming up at the Salty Seagull in Calypso, Colorado, all that the townsfolk care about is the second coming of a wonderful folk musician.
Johnson Vendetti's 20th anniversary release of Pines in stock.
I've got a copy, Lucy.
The folk masterpiece. The voice of an American generation, or whatever. 12 million copies sold.
Having to live in that shadow has certainly taken its toll on you and has even shaped your own music. Being split into roughly 20 relatively short chapters, The Artful Escape sees Francis Vendetti go on a cosmic journey of self-discovery. After being visited by an alien entity, Francis is recruited to perform alongside the best guitarist in the universe, Lightman. In doing so, Francis will have to create an alter ego to maintain a stage presence that's worthy of being the opening act.
That's how you make an entrance, baby.
Violetta?
In attempting to create the most elaborate stage persona possible, you'll have to make your way through the vast cosmic extraordinary, a space on the fringes of reality. Soon, you'll find yourself hurled into your first show while aboard the Lung, an entertainment vessel run and maintained by Violetta, that serves as a hub of sorts for intergalactic music. And speaking of music, you'll be hearing lots of it throughout. Overwhelmingly, you'll be witness to quite a few riffs that work well with what's being presented and lifts the other aspects of the game to new heights. And those other aspects are quite major. As I'm sure you've noticed by now, The Artful Escape has a very distinct art direction. The graphics are wonderfully weird and psychedelic, and are complemented by the camera's movement while in motion or standing still, as the camera remains slightly ajar even while stationary. It's a small touch that gives a certain weight to the movement and motions of Francis that's certainly appreciated. Even the slight character movements while standing still in dialogue add to the overall presentation in a positive way. Despite my admiration of the art direction, there were a few times that I found some frame rate issues, but overall, nothing major that greatly detracted from the game. The Artful Escape puts a lot on exploration and features surprisingly good voice acting. I was honestly expecting a silent game with text bubbles, but was pleasantly surprised by the game being voiced and how good that voice acting was.
Not here, you don't. Look, if it's glam juice you want, try downstairs. We don't really cater to kids here.
Oddly though, when going through portions of dialogue, the game requires you to click through it to proceed. This is kind of odd, as it would be nice if the dialogue would just be continuous. With that being said, I found all of it good and plenty of it meaningful, with quite a few moments of introspection on Francis's part and with good humor throughout.
Whoa. It's beautiful.
Yeah, you could really kill yourself from up here.
The music, the art, and the story are all wonderful and well done, but it's the gameplay that unfortunately doesn't shine as bright as it should. Being a narrative-based game with a focus on interactions with NPCs, the gameplay just doesn't do enough to complement it. And at times I even felt as if The Artful Escape would have been better off as a pure adventure title with no platforming sections. The gameplay feels like it detracts from the overall experience, as the platforming is bare bones and basic, while you also have to hold down a button while going through a level to see all it has to offer from a visual perspective. This redundancy quickly turns the platforming gameplay segments into an annoyance. Admittedly, gameplay is at its best when it allows you to use the music key to jam out.
You're a vision.
The Artful Escape is a story about a young man in an existential crisis trying to find his own identity. Dwarfed by a larger-than-life entity, Francis Vendetti forges a path ahead in this clever and colorful adventure. It's just unfortunate that the gameplay wasn't up to the rest of the show that was put on.
Hey, old fella.
If you like this video, consider subscribing and checking back weekly for more content just like this.
I love this place, but it's killing me.